Hello and welcome back to Mystery Shots. Ali Davis, a sports agent, works at Summit Worldwide Management. The company manages a number of America's best athletes. They work to build an athlete's brand and bring product endorsements, magazine interviews, and a variety of other opportunities. Ali is excited to go to work as her boss, Nick, is planning to promote one of the company agents to partner, and she believes it will be her. Ali is a naturally competitive person who works extra hard to keep up with her male coworkers. Brandon, Ali's assistant, assists her in managing her hectic schedule. On her way to work, Ali meets her new hot neighbor in the elevator, who she calls Captain Fucktastic. Ali likes him, but he ignores her, making her crave even more for him. Ali and Brandon goes to their male-dominated management firm. She gathers her coworkers in the conference room for the big announcement. As the guys talk about their sex lives, Ali tells them to save it for their private poker night, which they never invite her to. Kevin and Eddie assure her that there is no such thing called secret poker night. Nick finally arrives at the meeting. He announces that Eddie has been chosen as the new senior vice president. Ali, who is naturally shocked because she was expected to be promoted the most, confronts Nick in his cabin. Nick recognizes her efforts. However, Nick claims that she does not get along with the men at the company and one of them turned down her promotion. Ali storms out, telling everyone in the building that she has signed rising basketball superstar Jamal Berry to convince everyone that she deserves the promotion. Later, she visits her father Skip's boxing gym. Ali vents her workplace frustrations during a boxing session. To make her happy, Skip takes Ali out to dinner. Ali finds the bartender named Will attractive and decides to approach him. One thing leads to another, and the two end up having sex in Will's apartment. Ali is very aggressive in bed and enjoys dominating her partner. The following morning, Ben, Will's young son, is found wearing her underwear on his head. Embarrassed, Ali gets up and realizes she is running late for work. Ali notices a photograph of Will with his wife as she rushes to gather her belongings to leave for work. Angry at Will for not telling her about his marriage and kid, Ali storms out of Will's house. At work, she joins her coworkers as they attempt to reach an agreement with Jamal and his father Joe Dalla, who desire to have basketball legend and Ali's client Lisa Leslie appear on the cover of a magazine. Ali tries to persuade Lisa to share the cover with Jamal. However, Lisa flatly refuses to share the limelight with a newcomer. Failing to secure a magazine cover for his son, Joe leaves with anger. Ali attends her best friend Mary's bachelorette party that evening, along with her other friends Olivia and Sierra. Olivia reveals that she has hired a psychic named Sister to read their fortunes for entertainment. Ali is still dissatisfied with her promotion, so the girls encourage her to go first. Ali is not a believer in psychics, but when her sister correctly predicts her work frustrations and a potentially budding relationship with Will after reading her cards, Ali believes Sister. Then, to help her through her problems, Sister gives her tea that has a bad odor. Following that, the ladies go out to a club to dance, where Ali becomes drunk and accidentally knocks herself out. She later awakens in the hospital, unconscious, and hears her doctor discuss drinking and doing cocaine on the job. When she confronts him about it, he panics and flees. Brandon arrives and drives her to work. She overhears Brandon making nasty comments about her and asks him to stop. Brandon is surprised because he was only thinking those things and not saying them aloud. Ali freaks out and becomes overwhelmed that she can hear people's inner thoughts. When she arrives at work and discovers that she can only hear men's thoughts, which are mostly lewd and dark. She visits the psychic who gave her the tea to ask for assistance in returning to normal, but Sister reveals that she is powerless to change anything, and suggests that she take advantage of this to gain an advantage over her male coworkers at work. Ali uses her newfound power to learn from Kevin about the secret poker night at Nick's house with Jamal's father Joe, and a few other guys. Adamant about signing Joe, Ali arrives at Nick's house, where she meets Joe, Kevin, another coworker Ethan, Mark Cuban, and Shaquille O'Neal. She easily defeats the men at poker. However, when it comes down to her and Joe, she lets him win in order to stay on his good side. Satisfied, Joe asks Nick to bring Ali to a private meeting scheduled for tomorrow. Nick brings Jamal to the meeting to hear the company's pitch on how they can help Jamal build a billion-dollar empire. Kevin creates a cheesy rap video with Jamal's face photoshopped in, which naturally fails to impress neither Joe nor Jamal. Ali overhears the father and son's conversations referring to Kevin's video looks cheap and from the 1990s. She successfully appeals to them and persuades them to continue their business negotiations. Following the meeting, she invites Joe and Jamal to a weekend basketball game. In her office lobby, Ali observes the receptionist preventing Will and his son Ben from approaching her. Joe declines her offer, stating that he wants Jamal to spend time with his family and that Ali is not a family-oriented person. Unwilling to let Jamal slip through her fingers, Ali instructs the receptionist to let Will and Ben in and introduces them to Joe as her husband and son, earning Joe's trust. And he agrees to attend the game after Joe and Jamal have left. Will reveals that he has come to return her driver's license, which she had left at his place. He also reveals that he is not married and that his wife died some time ago. Ali feels bad about making assumptions about Will and invites him and little Ben to the game. Kevin later confronts Ali for publicly criticizing his presentation. Ali responds that he deserved it because he was the one who voted her off so that Eddie could win. Kevin is taken aback by the accusation and denies doing anything wrong. He goes on to say that he believes in numbers and Ali always bringing them up. He has always been there for her. Kevin's inner thoughts demonstrate that he is telling the truth, which surprises Ali. Kevin informs her that she was not promoted because she never tries to make friends with anyone at the office. Ali responds that if she were a man they would say she was driven. Kevin imagines that everyone would simply dismiss her as a jerk. At the game, Ali maintains the appearance of a family-oriented woman. Ben mentions his upcoming 6th birthday and expresses a desire for a race car. Ali promises to grant his wish and the kid surprises Joe with an unexpected hug. Joe tells her after the game that he wants to sign with company. The following day, Brandon sets Ali and her fake husband Will to go on a double date with Mary and her fiancé James. During the double date, Ali overhears James discussing cheating on his fiancée with a waitress. Disgusted, Ali whacks him in the nuts and claims it was an accident. Ali, who is distrustful of men, vents her frustration on Will. But she reconsiders after hearing Will's kind words about her. After that, Ali goes to Will's house to have sex. Will makes her relax her aggression this time, resulting in an incredible sex. Just as things are looking up for Ali, Joe holds a press conference and announces that he is taking his son to China. It has been revealed that Jamal's Chinese deal was arranged by Ethan, who has since left this company for another. Nick is furious about the transaction and blames Ali for the company's failure to secure Jamal. Nick lashes out at her, claiming that if it weren't for the sexist or racist accusations leveled against him, he would have fired her long ago. Offended, Ali challenges him to fire her from his company, claiming that her clients would follow her out the door. Outside, Nick sees Will and informs him that Ali used him and his son to secure the deal with Joe. Ali tries to explain herself, but an irritated Will storms out of the building. With her life getting out of control, Ali drinks heavily at Mary's wedding. While reading his wedding vows, she overhears James thinking about his affair with Mary's cousin Gabby. Disgusted and irritated, a drunk Ali interrupts and begins telling people about her ability to hear men's thoughts. Brandon, who is concerned, tries to stop her from saying anything. He is acting as a friend, but Ali abruptly shuts him down, stating that they are not friends and that he is only her assistant. Brandon abandons Ali and informs everyone about James and Gabby's affair. Although James denies having an affair, Gabby admits and apologizes to her cousin. When Sierra accuses Ali of being jealous of her married friends, Ali responds by disclosing to everyone about Sierra's husband's extramarital affair. Sierra and her sister-in-law get into it during the fight as a result of the double expose. The latter knocks Ali out with a vase by accident. Ali wakes up in the hospital again, this time meeting the same doctor. Ali is unable to read the doctor's mind. It turns out that she can no longer hear other people's thoughts. The doctor admits to working on his alcohol and cocaine addiction. Ali then notices that no one has arrived at the hospital to see her. She realizes she has ruined all of her relationships. To correct her error, Ali says sorry to Brandon at work. Brandon accepts her apology. When they talk about Jamal, she realizes she should have paid more attention to Jamal's heart rather than his and Joe's minds. She then meets him at his favorite park and joins him in a game of basketball. She congratulates him and advises him to follow his heart. Later, over dinner, Ali apologizes to her girlfriends, who forgive her on the condition that she pay for Margarita Mondays from now on. The NBA draft begins, and Jamal signs it with the Atlanta Hawks. He has decided to stay in Atlanta after listening to his heart. Joe informs Ali of his decision to hire her as Jamal's agent. Nick announces the next day at a meeting that he has decided to promote Ali to partner. Ali, on the other hand, reveals that she no longer wishes to be a member of the boys' club. So she's leaving the company to start her own business with Kevin as a partner. She is bringing all of her clients with her. She also appoints Brandon as an agent at her new firm. Ali then attends Ben's birthday party, bringing his favorite cake. Will is still upset with her, but after hearing her heartfelt apology, he has changed his mind. He makes the decision to give her another chance and embraces her. Like and comment your views about this mystery shot. And don't forget to subscribe Mystery Shots for more such videos.